All right, so we've gone over the principles, we've gone over the points on the body that we use to align ourselves. Let's talk about some movement. Now, just to reiterate what I said in the introduction, we'll basically be learning 4 physical aspects, movements / postures. Basic exercise, preparation exercise, walking, basic stance, and then grasp the sparrow's tail, the actual movements from the form. Now, we're going to start with the basic exercise, and we're going to do this first in our practice videos after our lessons. This is to get the body warmed up and prepared to do Tai Chi. And this basic exercise is called roll downs. And basically, we're rolling down the spine, bending at the waist, and then rolling back up, and then sitting down and repeating. When we're doing this, when we're actually doing the practice, I will be making a sound. Shi, ha. Shi means to rise. Ha means to go down. So sometimes you won't be able to see me, and this will indicate when you're going up and going down. This also indicates the breathing pattern, but in the beginning, I just simply want you to be breathing your normal way, either in or out, no stoppage of breath. So while we're doing this exercise, breathe normally through the exercise. Just make sure your breath is even, normal, and comfortable. Shi rise, ha going down. Now, remember those posture points, the body points I talked about? We're going to use those. Now, first things first, we're standing up, starting at the bottom of the body. Bubbling wells, bubbling wells. Our weight is always going into bubbling wells. The whole foot touches the floor, but it's concentrated into the bubbling wells. Going up, going down, shifting weight, doesn't matter what. Don't sit into your heels, don't sit into your toes. Make sure your feet are relaxed. Coming up the body, we have the knees. The legs, when we roll forward, will be straight. They will be straight, but the knees, very, very important, do not lock them. They're relaxed. Do not shove your knees backwards. Hold tension in your knees to keep your legs straight. The legs are straight, but not locked. You really can't see it with pants on, but make sure your knees are relaxed, but the legs are straight. I'll reiterate this. This is very important. This has to do with foot health a lot and lower back health. Coming up, the waist. We'll be folding right here at the hip bone. All right? Folding right here at the hip bone. So when we roll forward, we're going to fold like a piece of paper. And what this does is it gets the body, the hips especially, to open. You open your hips, you open the rest of your body. All right, hips, hips, hips in Tai Chi. Open these hips. So fold at the hips. All right. Now the spine, we're just going to roll down one by one, starting at the top vertebrae, going down. And then when we come up, we're going to roll back up the same speed. You keep the same speed through the whole movement. When the head comes up, remember I talked about Bai Hui, extend from above, suspended from above, all right? Whenever we're standing up straight, that's what we're doing. Even when we're rolling down, you still should feel like you're getting pulled from the top of your head. Very important to relax through this whole exercise. R, release, relax. No tension, no tension, no tension. Now when we do this exercise, a couple of things. People tend to tense up the back of their neck, which you can't do when we roll forward. You have to let the head be a heavy weight. If you need to, be in the beginning, artificially bring your chin into your chest, do that. You need to elongate the back of the neck. If you bring tension, like we'll roll down here, and if you lift your head, which you're going to have a tendency, most people have a tendency to do, that brings tension to the back of the neck, which means you have tension throughout your back, especially the lower back. And we don't want that because we want the back relaxed so that it gets pulled open. Very important. Release the neck. I'll be talking about this when we're doing the exercise. Now, let's begin by looking at the feet again. We need parallel feet. This is very important. What is parallel feet? Well, I ask people usually to stand in parallel feet, and they stand like this, which is not parallel, meaning you have two lines that go straight on forever, and they never veer away, and they never come towards each other. That's because they're perfectly parallel, and we need feet like that, and we need to look at the center of the foot. The foot is not a square. All right, so we need to look at the center bone, which is the middle toe. That's where we want to see whether or not our feet are parallel. So draw a line in your mind, and it helps if you have lines on the floor. Helps a lot. And you can even put tape down to help you, because positioning of the feet is very important. So if you have a floor, and most floors have some sort of lines that are parallel, you definitely want to use them, all right, because alignment of the feet dictates how the hips act. Now you also want to stand with your feet under your shoulders. This is not under my shoulders. This is a very narrow stance. You want to stand with your feet under your hips, which are under your shoulders. So err on the side of being a little bit wider. Now your feet are going to want to migrate out, some of us, while we do this exercise. That's because your hips are tight and your legs are tight. You have to bring them back in. We're trying to get at the hips. Positioning the feet in this fashion helps you get at the hips. Make sure your feet are parallel. Very important. All right? Now, in between the movements, we're going to release our legs and they're going to bend. We're not going to bend from the knees. We're going to release the legs and we're going to bend. And remember, T for tuck. We're going to tuck and we're going to extend from the top of the head, or suspend from above. And all of our movements are going to be from the waist, or dantian. All right? That said, let's try this exercise out. This is just the learning portion. When we go to do the practice portion, this will be in the beginning, and we will do it 10 times. Right now we're just learning, so learn how to do this movement, so when we do the practice together, you know how to do it. So we will start with our feet parallel, shoulder width apart. And let's go ahead and bend our knees. Tuck under. Tuck the tailbone. Extend up from the upper back, the neck, and the top of the head. Take the chest down. Relax the shoulders, the elbows down. All these are the principles. Remember that? Make sure your weight is in the bubbling well. Bowling wells. Palms will face backwards. Shi, rise. Do not lock the knees. Straighten the legs, but don't lock. Ha, going down. Release the neck, and one by one, unstack the vertebrae. Gravity and relaxation dictate how far you go down. The arms are relaxed. They're not coming in. You're not looking at the ground, trying to touch the ground. Relaxation and gravity dictate how far you go down. And Shi, now we roll up the same speed we went down. Nice and slow. Keep that neck relaxed. The head is the very last thing to come up. Nice and slow. Do not get in a hurry. Enjoy this. A lot of people find this very comfortable. And excuse me if my mic makes noise. Ha, we reset. Tuck under, suspend from above. Weight in bubbling wells. Relax, release. Elbows down, shoulders down, chest down. Shi, rise from dantian, from the waist. Control from the waist. Ha, roll down. Nice and slow. Give attention to each vertebrae. Remember, release your arms, release your arms, release your fingers. Don't try to touch the ground. Use relaxation and folding at the hips. Let that head hang down. You should be looking through your legs, not at the ground. Shi, roll up. Nice and slow. Keep the weight in the bubbling wells. Don't lock the knees. Stay relaxed. Move from dantian. Move from the waist. Tuck the coccyx. Tuck the tailbone. Head all the way up, and then ha. And as you sit down, keep extending up. Keep extending up. Even though the body's going down, keep extending up. Keep tucking. One more. Shi. And make sure your feet haven't migrated like I said earlier. Keep them parallel. Ah. Let that neck go. Let that head be heavy. Let those arms go. Let those hands be heavy. Relax the fingers. Keep the legs straight, but don't lock the knees. Fold. Fold at the top of the hips. Weight stays in the bubbling well. Hang out for a second. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. And Shi. Rolling up. Keep that head heavy. Look at your belly button if you need to. Bring the chin into the chest. And ha, and rise. So that is roll downs, the first basic exercise, and that's the only one we're going to learn in this series. Later we'll learn more once you get on to level 2. And we will be doing this at the beginning of each practice session I will be not talking as much when we do the practice session, and when we get better and better and we get more and more understanding, I'll talk less and less so we can really concentrate on what we're doing. But this will be at the beginning of each practice, and I want you to structure your practice just like the practices I show you. And remember, it's there to open the body, and you can do this as a standalone exercise. This really relieves tension, things like that, especially before you go to bed. If you're tense, do this exercise, the roll downs. All right, see you in the next video.